See, when I say bend your knees, there are two ways. You can bend this way, or you can bend them and lean a little forward on them. Yeah. Well, don't sit back so much. Just bend your knees a little. Don't go all the way down. There's no need to. Just a little, enough to keep them loose. Bernie, try it. Well, don't move. Just hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Now, as you bend your knees, can you feel that you are in a position to spring from that? Just hold it. Well, what's the sense of bending if it can't give you the lift, right? And the whole idea of the bending of the knee is that you're in a position to move, right? Whereas you do this, you can't. I mean, there's no way you can get yourself off the ground because you're on a pedestal a little bit. The moment you bend, you're able to spring. So the next question is, here we're moving to a very aggressive thing. Now, if people bend their knees and do this, they can't move, right? They're on their heels and they can't move. There's no way you can get up. The moment you go forward, you're ready to go. And you don't have to bend too much because you're not making a spring. You're just setting yourself so that if you have to move, you can move. That's better. Okay, then it's amazing now. As we look at the three men, the feeling is that they can be much more down in their legs, right? They can have much more feeling in their legs. All right, let's try this out. Now, the simplest way to test this, or the one that's most indicative of, is the following. Let me give you a little explanation now. There are two ways to move in relation to the ground. One way is to move on the ground, on top of the ground. Anybody can do that, right? Well, you're moving on the ground. I'm exaggerating it. The other way is to let your lower half of your body, through its contact with the ground, move you. See, where the lower half moves you, you know? You're not moving on your legs. You're in your legs and they're moving you. Okay. That's hard to tell from ordinary walking, unless you see if a person's walking this way, he's moving on his legs, not in his legs. It's hard to tell sometimes when a person is in his legs and they're moving him along. But it's easier to tell in the movement of the pelvis. Now, let me demonstrate a few simple things for you. I'm going to take a position like this. I'm going to put the weight in the front of my feet, so I'm on the balls of my feet, right? What happens if I allow the pressure to go through the ball of my foot? In other words, I lean forward and I allow the pressure to go right through the ball of the foot into the ground. Huh? What's going to happen? No, but I've got some action's got to happen as a result of that.
You'll come forward.
I'll come forward. It's got to happen, right? In other words, the moment I put that force in there, I've got to go forward. No other way. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Put the pressure in the ball of the foot, but lock my heel. So as I go forward, the heel won't let me move. The heel serves as an anchor. What's going to happen? Movement's got to go somewhere because action... Not yet, no. Huh? Knee extends. That's got to happen that way, see? If I press on the ball of the foot and I don't let myself go forward, I've got to come upward, right? It's got to go somewhere. And the third one, of course, is the one you're aware of, I think, that if I keep the same position, put the pressure into the ball of the foot, right? Lock the heel. Keep the knee bent so it can't straighten. There's still got to be a movement somewhere the moment I put the pressure on there. The pelvis has got to go forward. That's the movement. If I relax, it drops. If I press in there, it goes forward. If I relax, it drops. If I press... And this is not being done from anywhere above the hip. There's no movement involving anything above the hip. Just press in there, comes forward. It's got to. No other choice. This is what grounding is. You can move from the ground upward, you see? Not from up downward. Now it's easy, for example, to do this. Well, that's not grounded, right? And it's easy to do this. And it's easy to grind your belly like that. None of that is a movement that's grounded. None of it's coming from the ground. All right, now try it. Bend the knees. Now, all right, take a nice, if you can get your feet parallel, it's easy. Just bend your knee. Now see if without moving the upper part of the body, without moving the ass, just the legs, just the feet, put the pressure in there. See if you can rock the pelvis back and forth. Now what we will test to see is if these muscles tighten. Now see, now what you're doing is, this is hardly going forward. Let it go a little forward. Go ahead, lean out. See, now what Bill is doing is moving right in here. You know, just like that. See, right in, can you feel it, Bill? From the anus.